99% of your chatters don't do this one thing, and if they did it, it would literally double the income of the account. I'm not exaggerating it. And in this video, I'll explain exactly what that hidden gem of knowledge is. Objection handling. Most of the time, chatters don't even try to handle the objections. They would just say, oh babe, you know I'm worth it, when a fan decides not to buy their piece of content, or they will try to gaslight him, or they will do absolutely anything but try to objection handle. At the end of the day, guys, we are salesmen. We cannot let fans have a mind of their own, because that means we don't have enough leverage in the conversation to actually pursue high ticket sales, which is something that we want to do. As I explained in my last video that you can see right here, I went through all of the chatting mistakes that I've been seeing throughout my years of reviewing chats. And honestly, objection handling is one of the biggest ones. It can literally double your income. You just have to do it properly. So how do you objection handle on OnlyFans? The core issue of handling objections on OnlyFans is obviously the chatters, but the way that they do it. Like, they don't fail because they're bad at flirting or they're bad at English. Obviously, all of these can be a problem of their own, but I'm specifically talking about objection handling. They fail because they don't understand what objections really are. Price objections are almost never about money. They're about emotional distance, and as I've explained in the last video, they haven't closed the gap. And if you don't close the gap with the emotional distance gap, not only do you lose leverage, but you can't even guilt trip, which is the second mistake that the chatters are making. They're just trying to guilt trip the fan into buying the PPV, even though that the fan clearly doesn't want to, but they still keep replying. The third one is that they have a broken set of values while chatting, and they don't know how much the model's time is worth, especially the intimacy that you're giving these fans. You take it for granted as a chatter, you take it for granted as a model, as an agency. Guys, we have to understand, we are the light at the end of the tunnel for these guys. They would give every single last dollar if we acted as the light at the end of the tunnel. That means we cannot get out of our feminine act. Let me explain. So, let's say a fan tells me, oh, I don't have money for that right now. Instead of saying, oh, but babe, you know I'm worth it, I'll try to question him and figure out what the core problem really is behind the objection. It's just like in sales. So you figure out the issue and you try to find the answer together. You're not necessarily going against the fan, or you're not guilt tripping him into opening the PPV. Rather, you're trying to find the real reason why he can't buy it. So you would always lead with some sort of acknowledgement. Like, oh, I know it's a big thing for you right now, or I know it's a big ask. And then you follow up with a question. You follow up with something like, is it just a bad time right now? Or did I catch you at the wrong moment? And then he's gonna basically start solving his problem by himself. All we have to do is lead with another question. So let's say he says, I don't have money right now. I tell him, oh, I totally understand. I know it's a big investment, but did I catch you at a bad time right now? Is that why we're not continuing? And then he's gonna answer like, yeah, I'm at work right now, so I can't really enjoy, even though I really wanna see it. And then again, we have to lead with acknowledgement. We have to be like, oh yeah, it would be super awkward if, your coworker saw you with bricked up pants, haha. Humor always breaks that barrier of, humor always shortens the emotional distance between you guys, because it shows that you're a real person and you have a character. But then you still want him to open the PPV, so you would lead with another question, like, okay, can you tell me when you get home so I can get ready and we can enjoy the PPV together? And then he's gonna be like, yeah, I'll be home at around 5, 6. So I'll let you know when I start heading back. And you can be like, okay, perfect. Boom. Now you secured him. As soon as he gets home, he either texts you and opens the PPV or doesn't text you at all and ghosts you. Either way, it's a good outcome because now you know that this fan will not buy anymore and you can focus on other fans, or this fan is going to stick around and buy a lot. Probably the worst thing you can do after a price objection is to instantly lower the price of a PPV. Because if you instantly lower the price of the actual PPV, what does that say about your brand? What does that say about the model? That she's just willing to give out her body to anyone just for a lower price because she's desperate for you to see her? No! We're a girl who's hot and in demand. Most likely 19, 20, 21. We're living in California, Miami, wherever. We are surrounded by guys who are begging to get our attention. So the one thing we cannot ever do, unless it's the last resort, is to lower the price. And you should never, ever lower the price lower than 25% of the original value. Why? Because if you lower it more than 25%, then you're basically telling the fan it was not really worth that price in the first place. So why would he ever trust you on pricing after you lowered it for more than 25%? I'm gonna be real with you for a moment. I go on various forums every day and I read about basically gooners who are, trying to leak the model's content out to other gooners. Like they go on an OnlyFans page, they buy a bundle and then they leak it in their forums, right? Like gooner activities. They just basically make fun of chatters because obviously they're aware that, the model is handled by chatters. They make fun of these chatters who instantly lower the price of the PPV. Like they say stuff like, "Oh, I just asked for a 50% discount and she gave it to me easily. She didn't even flinch. Lol, what a loser." Like, guys, as I just explained, we are the girl in demand. You can never let a gooner have his way with the model or the conversation because he will try to take everything because they're very selfish people. And another big thing where chatters fail to close the objection or shut it down is when the fan asks them what's in the PPV. Usually a chatter would just explain to the fan like, "Yeah, I'm playing with my boobs, yada yada yada," and the fan might buy it or might not buy it. It's really a gamble, but most of the time the fan will just basically imagine what's in the PPV, especially if he has seen the model, explicitly before. He'll just imagine what she's doing and she's just gonna, masturbate to that and he's gonna finish. This is why you should never reveal what's in the PPV itself. You should always, and I mean always, give him a CTA first. Because again, as I've explained, you are the girl in demand. You have to make the fan catch up to you value-wise. How is he gonna do that? By giving you money. Because you invested your emotions into the whole conversation, you showed him that you're a real person, he has no choice but to listen to you if he actually likes you. So whenever a fan says, "What's in the PPV?" you can just simply answer with, "Well, there's one way to find out." And most of the time, he'll just open the PPV straight away because you've done a good job building rapport, closing the emotional distance as we've talked, and he'll just basically have no choice but to listen to you. But in the rare case where he actually says like, "Oh, I just don't like opening PPVs that I don't know what's inside, I've been scammed before, blah, blah, blah," then we need to understand his past situation and try to, again, objection handle our way into him buying the PPV. So again, we lead with a question. "Oh, did you have a bad time on here before me? Or did other girls scam you before? Or like what happened?" And he's just gonna basically start explaining his situation, to which we have to be empathetic. Because if we're not really showing him that we are a character, and then we're breaking our feminine character, and then the whole thing goes to flames. So we have to understand why he wouldn't open the PPV, and as soon as we do understand, then he's just gonna basically say, oh, well, I guess I do find out, and then he's gonna open it. Like, when a fan asks what's inside of the PPV, it's out of interest. It's not out of, like curiosity or whatever. Like, he wants to know what it is, what's in it, what's in the PPV. And the best way to find out is to open it. So you're basically solving his problem in the most profitable way for you. So the 3 key takeaways that we can get from this video is: never reveal what's behind the PPV, never take no as an answer, and the most important key takeaway is that an objection is not a rejection. An objection is interest with friction. We just have to glide our way to a sale. And remember, if you have any difficulties understanding the material that I've just presented, you can reach out to me at any of the links linked down below in the description, and we can book a consultation call so that I can take a really deep look at your chatting and see where the problem lies. Thank you for watching.